What's going on, baseball fans? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a video about a post that I've seen a couple of times throughout the last day on Instagram, so I figured I'd make my list of my own. That's ranking the 10 teams with the best chances to win the World Series here in 2021. So we're going to go from 10 through 1. If you do like the videos, make sure you do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you don't miss more baseball content as the season comes down to the final month very shortly. Number 10, squeaking onto this list at number 10 is the San Diego Padres. So the Padres just fell out of the wild card spot. The Reds have caught them, and the Reds are up by a game, which is crazy to say, but this is the San Diego Padres still. Listen, I see it as there being 7 true championship contenders in this league this fall, but the Padres, I do squeak in at 10. I feel like there's just a very distant chance still, just because of how star-studded they are basically, but I'm not going to go too far into it just due to the fact that it's very, very unlikely, but I do have the Padres on the list. Number 9, ahead of the Padres, I have the Oakland Athletics. So the A's have looked like they are a playoff team at some points in the year, aren't a playoff team at some point in this year. They were 17 above. They were 44-27 in mid-June, and still I guess they've only been averaged maybe a tad above at this point since then. So I guess they're really not a great team. With Bassett going down definitely hurts. I think they have a pretty tough remaining schedule. It's just that if they somehow find a way to win that division over the Astros, I mean, I haven't even really looked at that as much of a race if I'm being honest, but the A's remain just 3.5 games back. They just lost a series to the Giants, a bad series loss because it was 2 games that the Giants took late leads in. So tough losses there for Oakland, but just if they're somehow able to pass the Astros, then the A's are an ALDS team and have a shot to get out of the American League. If they're not, they're in a wild card game. They would definitely be unfavored in the wild card game, whether it's against the Yankees or the Rays, but it's one game. You could potentially win it. Another route to get into the ALDS in the American League's Final Four. Number 8, I have the Atlanta Braves. I don't really think that they're top 8 talent-wise, top 8 best team without Acuna here. And they are on that 9-game winning streak for sure. The second half is their half, but it's been against putrid teams, just 3 sweeps against awful teams. We'll see how they fare against the Yankees starting tonight. But the reason I have the Braves at 8 is just because it's almost definite that they're one of 8 teams to be in the division series. So when you're automatically in that division series, they're going to be playing the Brewers in that division series. Yeah, it's just like, okay, there's that distant shot. All right, here we go. 7 true championship contenders. So, yeah, I mean, this is what I'm doing. The video is ranking the teams. So, yeah, look at the ranking. But I will say that, like, don't go shooting at me and stuff if you disagree with it, because there are arguments to flip-flop 2 through 7 any way you choose. At number 7, I have the San Francisco Giants. So Fangraphs has the Giants with the 9th best shot to win the World Series, which is crazy for the team with the best record in baseball all year long. But I have them as 7th. You could think what you want about that. There is something with just having the best record and having a dream season, but the fact of the matter is that they're going to have to match up with the Dodgers if they get to the division series. Unless they edge out the Dodgers in the division, which they're up 2.5, which there's a shot, but I would still lean definitely Dodgers there, sadly. But if they win the division, then the Dodgers would have to lose the wild card game, and the Giants would then be able to win the division series against either the Padres or Reds, and then they would have a tough match with the Brewers in the NLCS, and then they would have a close matchup in the World Series. So the Giants, I'm pulling for them to get out of the National League, obviously. I just have them at number 7 here, though. Number 6 on the list, the Tampa Bay Rays. So I just don't believe a team can have a great shot at winning a World Series or getting out of the American League without a rotation, and the Rays just don't really have a rotation. The big 3 is completely gone, at least for the rest of this year, of Snell, Morton, and Glasnow, as Glasnow is obviously injured for the rest of the year. Morton's over in Atlanta, Snell's over in San Diego. McClanahan has been a good rookie for them. Nelson Cruz is going to be a good bat for them. They just win. Like, Roster-wise, the Rays would probably be out of the top 7, but just because of how they always play, I gotta put them up at 6, but no higher. Number 5 on the list, I have the Milwaukee Brewers. So the Brewers have been really led by their three-headed monster in the rotation and great overall team pitching. It's just, I don't know, I hope Freddie Peralta can hold up for them. You know, Burns and Woodruff are more established as great pitchers. It just, like I said in my last video, or maybe this one's being posted before that, the reality that I'm just so happy that the Brewers are one of the elite teams in the MLB. It's just so cool to see. But I have them at 5 here, top 5 chance to win the World Series. Obviously, I don't have that many NL teams up very close because of the existence of the Dodgers, the super team of the Dodgers. It's just that the American League teams can hope that somebody else will get rid of the Dodgers by the time they get to the World Series. Somebody could take care of the Dodgers for them maybe in the American League. So that's why I feel like more likely that a World Series champion will come out of the National League, but I think there's more top 5 World Series chance teams from the American League. The Brewers' bats definitely concern you. I'm just really confident that they'll get by the Braves, I guess. There's a chance the Braves could win that for sure. But that Braves-Brewers NLDS is going to kind of remind me of Cardinals-Braves of 2019, but that was with the Braves being favored and the Cardinals winning it. But I don't know. I like the Brewers in that series, and then the NLCS, probably a Brewer-Dodger rematch, which you love to see kind of, but if it's the Dodgers, the Brewers could be screwed. 4th on the list, I have the Houston Astros. So the Astros haven't even gotten that much production, like really not much value out of Bregman this year. He's only played 59 games and his OPS is below 800. They've gotten production out of the rest of their core though. It's not like everybody's been playing out of their mind though. So they're a little over 20 above 500. They've been a little bit stagnant for the past month. But when you've made the ALCS 4 straight years like the Astros have, and you have many of the same big bats, along with Alvarez wasn't a factor last year. He was in 2019. So this is only his second playoff run out of their 5 playoff runs once they make one this year. And the reality is that they don't have a great rotation that you could trust. Like, they really, let's look at some of their pitchers' ERAs. You know, they manage good ERAs out of these pitchers, which we did kind of know coming in. It's not the first year that they've done that, but these random dudes don't have amazing whips. So we'll have to see how legitimate they are come October. But you like Greinke to be that veteran arm at the top. He has a 3.43 ERA, 111 whip. And then who are they getting production from out of that Astro rotation? Very interesting piece of the MLB, that Houston rotation. You have McCullers having a good year, 3.21 ERA, but he does have a 1.24 whip, which is just a tad above average. You have the rookie kid Garcia, 3.39 ERA, 1.11 whip. So can he keep pitching well? He's been legitimately good. Can he continue it though? You have Framber Valdez, 2.94 ERA from Valdez over 16 starts, 1.27 whip though. So that's something that might fall off a little. Then you have that Urquidy dude, 3.38 ERA over 14 starts. He has a 0.96 whip. So you like him to be a solid piece for sure. And then you have Odorizzi, another veteran who has a pretty poor 4.52 ERA, but a 1.26 whip. So come October, I think of him as an average pitcher that you don't mind to have to pitch a game. And then you have that Christian Javier dude who sometimes starts, that's a reliever most of this year. He has a 2.84 ERA out in that bullpen. So it's like that weird 4 players that we kind of think of together with Houston, with Jose Urquidy, Christian Javier, Luis Garcia, and whatever the Framber Valdez. I have them at 4 behind 2 other American League teams just because I don't know if that rotation can quite hold up. Number 3, I have the New York Yankees. So the New York Yankees on this list are such a good team. They would probably be number 2 if it wasn't for the fact that they were most likely going to have to go through the wild card. Yankees-Rays is a race for sure, but one that the Rays are certainly favored in as of right now with that 4.5 game edge. I think Aroldis Chapman will be good come October. I think Loaisiga, his first playoff run as an elite reliever, he's going to be a big factor for the Yankees in the bullpen. Chet Green, very good, and we'll have to see if Britton ever regains form this year. But that's the bullpen. In the rotation, the Yankees, I really, really like their rotation. There's just so many options. I mean, I'm talking about 9 guys that have a real chance to be good, or at least decent. I wouldn't say Heaney has a chance to be good, but he's not going to be in their 4-man postseason rotation because of 8 dudes like Garrett Cole, Luis Severino, Corey Kluber, Jordan Montgomery, Jameson Taillon, Domingo Germán, Luis Gil, and Nestor Cortez. All of those guys, it's just who's pitching the best at the time the Yankees could go to. They just have to get through that wild card game, and you know the lineup. I don't even know. They are right around average. I think they're above average by now, but they've been sort of in the middle of runs per game in baseball, which is weird, but that lineup is just so much better with Callow and Rizzo in it. For the Yankees, you got to pray that Judge and Stan continue to hold up health-wise. It's really been crazy that they have. Number 2 on the list, I have the Chicago White Sox. So the Yankees and White Sox are comparable teams in my opinion. It's just that, the Astros are in there too, the Rays as well. But like I said, with those 2 teams, it's mainly the rotation. Especially 4-man rotation. I really value that come October. And I just don't see that. See enough reliability there for the Rays and the Astros, whereas I do for the Yankees and the White Sox. The White Sox have, the White Sox, I know that their record isn't that good. They're only 19 above 500, especially for playing in a not great division that's pretty poor. But what I like with the White Sox is an amazing lineup, an amazing rotation, and an amazing big 3 at the back end of the bullpen. Those are the 3 things. That's going to lead you to success. And that's why I'm a believer in the White Sox probably being the favorite to come out of the American League right now. And at number 1, it's obviously the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Dodgers are a super team. Who can stop them? We'll have to see. Listen, in the moment, I hate super teams because it's shoot. But when I look back at stuff like the Warriors, I guess I'm glad it happened. But that's different. The Warriors were a franchise that I really liked in the years before they turned into a super team. Great city, great colors, great environment. Whereas the Dodgers, I'm not saying it's a bad environment. I've already rooted against the Dodgers since at least 2017. I've just been rooting against them. They've been NL West champ every year since 2013. 2018 it took until a tiebreaker game, which just shows how hard it is to win 8 straight division titles. And this year they're being challenged again in that division. The Dodger bullpen has never been on another stratosphere like the rest of their team, but it's still a good bullpen. And then you obviously have, Buehler, Scherzer, Kershaw, Urias, to make that postseason rotation. It doesn't sound like Bauer's coming back this year. And then in the lineup, you just got stars at every position. I mean, they're 31, 32 games above 500 with Bellinger being a non-MLB caliber player. I mean, he's hurt their team really badly this year, but the Dodgers are still really good. Imagine if they have Bellinger going in the playoffs. I'll be upset if the Dodgers win the World Series, especially if it comes with any ease. I hope everyone enjoyed the video. If you did, subscribe because there'll be more of it. Comment your thoughts on the list, and we'll see you next time.